Minecraft has truly started opening the floodgates on paid add-ons, with dozens coming out every month now. This week alone there were 5 brand new add-ons, and I wouldn't blame you if you didn't know which were worth purchasing and which weren't. WorldCrafter and Prefab Builds look like fun building tools, while AirDrop utilities and Fairy Tale seem to be a great survival addition, but today I need to find out, and so I'm purchasing and reviewing all 5, and after I've reviewed them, I'll be adding them to my mega add-on world to have 15 add-ons all on the world and used at the same time. It's going to be a lot of fun, but let's start with the first one, a review for AirDrop, which looks pretty interesting on the surface. Welcome to the AirDrop add-on, which we'll be playing, by the way, on my world record mace run, just because I feel like having a trial chamber might add to the things in these. But yeah, this is an add-on that allows you to summon airdrops that will contain unique items with radios you've obtained from dangerous mobs. Which dangerous mobs? I don't know, but I do know that getting medkits, magnets, cosaps, parachutes, XP swords, and all of these things sounds pretty darn good. Although, for real, which mobs? It just says from dangerous mobs. I guess I'll start killing some mobs and I'll find out that way. Okay, these should be some pretty darn dangerous mobs if such a concept exists, and so you would hope that they would drop something fun. Oh no, I don't have a shield. I forgot how powerful this stuff can be. Oh, we got one! Hey, look at that. I have a level 1 radio, and I really shouldn't try this. There's no way it's going to work, but I need to know what happens if I call this in a trial chamber. It's very, very dark in here, but it's very, very far underground. There should be no way that it makes it, but I need to know. Oh, it's going to the surface. Okay, let's head up there. Okay, here we go. Let's find out what is inside our first airdrop. It's labeled Toycat, so it must be for me. We've got an upgrade to my axe. Now I've got an iron axe. We've got one of these med kits. Would have been handy a few seconds ago. We've also got a fuel can. That is something I'm going to have to read about because that makes... I can't imagine what that could be useful for, so clearly I didn't read enough about this. There's a jetpack and some night vision goggles and some rapid leggings that I need to be excited about. But yeah, for now, all I ended up with was unique was medkits and the fuel cans, which I just don't need the medkit right now, but it's nice that they gave them to me. Okay, so a Silk Touch and Efficiency Iron Axe sounds pretty great, and so does a fuel can and a medkit, but I'm going to deliberately go underground and look for some more mobs to kill so I can find a higher level airdrop, and we're going to test them in a slightly more controlled setting. But yeah, for now, let's go killing. Oh wait, was that something? The guidebook is really unclear. It literally just says dangerous mobs, which can mean different things to different people. You might be freaked out by a polar bear, or you might be freaked out by the wither. Which of them do you actually need to kill though? The answer is I don't actually know. You would hope that under any system the Enderman counts as a dangerous mob though, and so we're going to test this theory. Oh, it's a dangerous place to be doing this. Oh, that's an ender pearl, but no airdrop. So my guess, based on the fact that I got it from a stray, is that any hostile mob has a small chance of randomly giving you an airdrop. Something that I will prove by finding another one. Oh, indeed, that seems to be true. That was much easier than some other mobs. By the way, medkit. Gotta eat one of these right now. But yeah, now I can take this second level 1 radio. So I'm guessing the challenge of the mob will give you a different quality radio. And we're going to try and see if this one will go all the way down here if we just have access to the sky. This is a giant, it's not quite a ravine, but it's a cave that has access to the surface. So in theory, if I drop it just over here somewhere where I can see the sky, it should be able to come right down. Nope, that's not how that works at all. It's going to the surface somewhere. Well, okay, guess I'm going up there too. Oh, we got another one! Well, on the way to our first one, which is pretty fun. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to see if this one will maybe end up in the cave if I place it here, or if they're always yeah, it's got to be something about looking for specific surface. So let's break this one, see what's inside. Oh, it's just a fuel can. Oh, that's kind of disappointing, actually. These can be... I filled my tank successfully, which is good to know. But hopefully this one has something better. I'm going to explode this one using a creeper, though, just for fun. I want to know if it works, or if it's going to make me lose everything. Oh, I got a medkit. So, yeah, level 1 air supplies are fun, but they're just a quirky little drop from mobs. They're not much more. And outside of the medkits, which might save you, it's basically, you know, a totem / golden apple type item, you're not going to get much value from level 1s. But how about the level 2 and the level 3 radios? Well, let's drop one of each and let's find out. So, something really fun the game does is the color of the radio that you're calling in actually matches the color of the drop, meaning that I know this will be a level 3 drop, and so this should have the best, and this will be a level 2 drop, and so should have something better than just a single fuel can. Oh, it's the magnet. I forgot what this does. I'm gonna have to read in the book exactly why I should want a magnet. Attracts items within a 7-block radius when held in hand. So I just dropped a bunch of items. In fact, let's kill this pig, and then let's deliberately not pick up the pork chops. Let's say I just want it from here. Oh, it can follow me around now. I'm the ally. So with that said, let's now try one last thing, which is the level 3 drop, and see that this is also something new. This is a set of night vision goggles. So I want to put those on my head, and now I can see, I was sure it would turn my vision green like real night vision goggles, but they literally give you the night vision effect. Night vision level 2, by the way. Wow, that's even better than level 1. So let's confirm how this one works. I can confirm this is a very big dark cave that I've been killing enemies in, and it looks so much better with night vision goggles. I do feel like that's a bit of a cop-out. We got another airdrop right there. I feel like it's a little bit of a cop-out to be like, yeah, they're goggles that give you night vision, but sure, it's cool, it fits the theme. If this was a military air supply, they might give you those, and you know what, Minecraft already has a perfect night vision, so why bother to create your own? I do feel that. But yeah, the magnet feels a little bit more questionably useful, and so far, I wouldn't say anything outside the medkit is great, and the medkit's function are kind of duplicated in base Minecraft, so let's see if anything makes me change my mind on that. It's actually pretty weird being in a big cave with night vision, because you realize that mobs are just spawning right in front of you and you just don't see them the whole time. It feels a bit weird, like that creeper just appeared from nowhere. But yeah, I'm just going to get all the enemies away right now, and then I'm going to throw a few more airdrops, which I definitely got via legitimate means. Wow, look at that. I've got some level 3 radios. Let's drop one of these in. This is obviously, I feel like it's very hard to show off a full add-on without this, and so that is why, for these add-on videos, it's never going to be pure survival. These add-ons are created for pure survival, but they're hard to truly explore and review in that game mode. So let's get a couple of these dropped up there. Let's get one of these going, and I'm just hoping that one of these will eventually end up inside the cave. It feels like it must be possible, but clearly I'm wrong when I'm guessing that. You know, the theming of it is really cool. Having this big airdrop that has your name on it, that then gives you goodies when you pick it up, like this, the COSAP, pretty cool. Oh, that airdrop just gave me an airdrop. That's fun. I can use my airdrop to get an airdrop so that I can use all the airdrops. But yeah, for now, just gotta say, the level 1 airdrops seem to be near worthless, and the level 2 and 3 airdrops are basically rolling the dice to see what fun things you got. And in my case, yeah, they're just, level 1s are a bit more intended for, like, starting up the game, I guess, more than anything else. You get really cool tools that always seem to have silk touch and efficiency, which is great in the early game, where I am on this world, but maybe less on late game worlds, whereas if you're looking for the unique pieces of gear, you need the higher things. And so, how unique are those? Well, let's try some out. Oh, we finally got the jetpack, heck yes. So the jetpack is the one I'm most curious about. There is already a jetpack add-on, but does this do it better? Well, it does it a lot less. Oh, it's just giving you the levitation effect from Minecraft. I feel like that's not how a jetpack would work in real life. The way you like to imagine a jetpack is not, oh, we can very slowly go up in the air and use a ridiculous amount of fuel while doing so. This levitation needs to be like 6 times faster and have a cool sound effect. Because this isn't what night vision goggles and a jetpack feel like. You can't just use, it's fine. I'm not a big fan of this, but how big of a fan am I of the XP sword? This is meant to give you extra experience every time you hurt a mob with it, and honestly, it's really, really good. You can hurt any mob in the game, wandering traders, villagers, chickens, whatever it is, and you get a really sizable amount of experience, like you killed a blazer, an enderman or something, but every single hit you get one of these, which makes a villager farm take on a whole new meaning if you feel like it. This is pretty fun, I guess, but it's giving you XP, which is nice. Then we've got the COSAP, and honestly, the COSAP is something I keep forgetting the name of. It's a combination of shovel, axe, and pickaxe. So it's a multi-tool that works like a good version of all three. So let's compare this to the Iron Axe of Efficiency 5. This is how fast an Iron Axe can go, and this is how fast the COSAP can go. Oh, I guess it's not enchanted, but... So the COSAP is a worse than enchanted Iron Axe tool. Probably about the ability of Diamond, if I had to guess. So it's really great to have it combined that way. But this add-on is also giving you really good axes and pickaxes, and so you're paying a small cost to have the convenience of all of this together. By the way, my jetpack keeps activating itself. I am not choosing to fly. I just am randomly going up in the air. Have you ever wanted to have the shulker effect, but spend a lot of fuel on doing so? Because this is for you if so. Next up, we've got the gravity wand. This will allow you to make a mob go in the air. Oh! Oh, you give them the levitation effect. Oh, and you can fly. Whoa! See, this is cool. This is what they should have led with. It's the gravity gun from you know, Half-Life, but in Minecraft. And then you can just drop him if you want to. Okay, I'm gonna do this again. I've got a villager, and I've decided that he's done some bad things to me. So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm just gonna drop him over there. Yeah, enjoy your wait. I'm just gonna drop him over there. Enjoy your new life. Oh, he actually survived it. Can I? How far away do you think we can pick him up from? From here? Okay, there is a limit to its range, but still, this is the coolest item. The rest of this whole add-on was burying the fact that there's a gravity wand in there, and this is a lot of fun. So there are also these, that it's worth mentioning. There's also some boots of winds. There's leggings as well, and whoa, super jump boost. The more jump boost than you can get in vanilla Minecraft by a lot. By the way, let's move a cat around. But yeah, ultimately, most of the things you get in this add-on are things that you would get in vanilla Minecraft, but there is a fun progression system for getting them, and it's a great, like, V1 of an add-on. I feel like they could do great things by adding new tools to this or working with it, and I feel like the gravity wand is a lot of fun. And if you really like the military theming, you might really like this. But if you're looking forward to the jetpack being something special, then you're looking forward to the wrong thing. Also, look at these shoes. They look so ridiculous. In hopefully a good way. So yeah, this was our first add-on. It's nice, but it's like a 6 out of 10, really. It's got a couple of redeeming features that make it not crazy bad, but I wouldn't say it's a must recommend right now, at least. But I look forward to seeing what they do with it. Exciting to see when a team does something that's creative and new. It's just a shame when it's buried beneath so much that doesn't feel that way. This is so crazy. So immediately upon loading up the Fairy Tales add-on, I find a gargoyle. Do I have to kill it? Will it kill me if I don't? Am I gonna... You know, let's find out. I'm gonna not read the book just yet. This is usually a bad idea. And I'm just going to jump straight into fighting a gargoyle. Oh. Never mind. No, I'm not. Oh, whoa, what did I do there? Ah! Okay, so that's fun. I like that you don't fight the gargoyle. You have to mine it, and then you get some crazy thing attacking you. I don't like that crazy thing is gonna kill me. Oh, we both killed each other. That's nice. Well, I guess we're starting this one from scratch then, and let's open the guidebook and see what's happening today. There are 90 or 18 different mobs that we can find, like the centaur. Okay, I like this. It's so charmingly old school. This is like 2011 vibes. I love it. The Chimera, which is it has a lot more health and will give you some poison and some weird effects. The Spirit, which is very nice. So this is deep in the forest. There's a tiny blue orb. That's wonderful. Don't try to attack it. Spirits drop their treasure when approached. We've got the Harpy, the Fairy, wow, it's actually pretty cool. It tells you where to find each of these monsters. And I'm assuming it'll also tell you what you get in exchange. It says here you get a gold block. It says here you get some emeralds, maybe? Yeah, this is kind of fun. And this one will give us some form of dragon head, which we can then craft the different parts of it together to make a whole set from, and then also get a cool piece to like a headboard, like a mounted deer head, but with a hydra head. Sounds pretty cool. We've also got the Minotaur of 150 health. Lots of these mobs then seem to have the same mounted head ideas, and a lot of them seem to have their own armor sets and things like that. So yeah, this is really cool actually, Chillcraft. I'm excited to play your add-on. Oh god, okay, I'm gonna start by killing whatever these things are. I need to know what they are and what they drop, and I need to do that by not dying to them. Oh no, don't do this to me. I don't deserve death. Apparently I do. Okay, I'm gonna set my sights a little bit lower because I clearly need some armor to avoid stuff like that, and one of the ways I might find that is by randomly killing enemies, and then later we'll see if any of them will give me something wonderful. So this is a centaur, which is just a skeleton horse, but instead of, you know, skeleton, comma horse, you know, instead of skeleton being the descriptor, it is a part of the combination of it. So here is a harpy. Just gonna bounce him off me a bunch of times. Is it a harpy? I assume it is, just by the way it looks. But yeah, we can bounce it off, hit it in the air, and then get a harpy wing, which if we read the book, we can find out what that will be useful for. So this is the third mob in the book. Tell me what it is. Okay, I feel like I did something wrong there. You have to be standing a really specific distance from the book for it to actually change page. But this is the harpy, which will give you wings and feathers. What can you do with those, though? I feel like there has to be something we can do with them. But it doesn't say. It just says it has 3 distinct color variations and it's going to strike fear into me. So let's instead go looking for a monster that will give me some armor. Because as much as I want to see the goblins... Honestly, okay, I want to see the goblin. Getting a positive stats effect from it actually sounds pretty cool. And then a gargoyle also sounds pretty interesting. Ah, not you again! So yeah, a downside of this add-on is just randomly roaming the world with these harpies, and if you spend too long reading a book, you will get murdered by them. That feels like... I imagine it's really hard to balance an add-on in terms of how often hostile mobs should spawn in the overworld, but I feel like during the day is one of the times where they maybe shouldn't. If I was in charge, that's what I would say. Oh no, please, I'm just trying to get my stuff, sir. I really hope that centaurs are not a default hostile mob. Oh, they don't seem to be. Yeah, this is the way I think you gotta do it. If a mob's gonna spawn in the day, it can't just immediately want to murder you and your family. That's my hot take. Please leave me alone. Do you think we can eat the harpy wing, actually? Oh, you can! That's what it does. I bet that you can eat it and it'll, like, make you fly or something. That's my guess. Let's see if I'm right. Nope, it's just food. Feels wrong to eat, honestly. So finding the first 3 or 4 mobs was really easy, but finding the mega crab meant going along the shores of my world. Oh god, not you again! Why? Okay, I'm gonna quickly put this on my offhand, and then I have to fight this guy exactly perfectly. Oh, there's 2 of them. I hate this so much. This is the opposite of fun. Pro tip: this is a hard add-on. It makes your Minecraft world harder, and that is something really crucial to keep in mind. Because I think, you know, in general, most people seem to like add-ons that make Minecraft easier for themselves. Oh, no! I wanted to fight the Mega Crab. Why were you there, Harpies? So I've come back this time, but I brought myself some golden apples because this is my first truly mega-style mob fight. It does seem as though almost the entirety of this add-on is here to give you reasons to make your Minecraft world harder, and when you combine them together, you truly get something that is a mess to be around, honestly. I'm gonna have to eat some golden apples, and I'm gonna just be dead. Whoa! Challenging. Ah! Why are you everywhere? Okay, this is the worst time I've ever had recording an add-on, because there are very few add-ons. There's a couple of them out there, but this is an add-on that is hell-bent on killing you, even more so than the, you know, the mutant mob one, which is impressive to be able to say. It is, they are nightmarishly frequent, and the centaurs, at least, will only get mad at you if you try to... Actually, wait, why did he give me flint? I'm so confused how so much of this works. Okay, I've gone to the point now where I'm just summoning in these mutant monsters. I want to know what they look like, but I don't think that there's a reasonable way to go into this. But I think it's worth mentioning Fairy Tales is really, really cool. I think a lot of people will be disheartened by an add-on that tries to kill them. And I think that it should be clear and marketed that this will make your Minecraft world much harder. You know, there are new pieces of armor and new things you can get, but they do not offset the new hostile mobs just hanging around your Minecraft world. And so keep in mind that your world gets harder, but in exchange, you get new bosses to fight, new gear to get, and I think that's worthwhile. I think that I really like this idea of the add-on, and the only thing bad about it is that it's not a little more upfront about the fact that it's more like fairy nightmares than fairy tales. So, you know, let's summon another monster in here. Let's see what the Pegasus looks like, or the Mud Golem. You know, I'm curious about the Mud Golem. He looks friendly. Yeah, look at this guy. Okay, this is more like the traditional Minecraft mob fight. I love the details on them. I like that they've got all animations and unique things to go about. And so this is a high quality add-on. I'd say it's a 9 out of 10, but I know for 70% of people watching, you're saying, why would I download an add-on that makes my world want to kill me? And that's a disappointment, because I love this sort of thing. I think this is one of the types of add-ons that should exist. It's objectively high quality. It's not just using random Minecraft assets repurposed, and I kind of love it for that. But the downside is there's another harpy behind me. There's 3 harpies ahead of me too. They're everywhere. They got the spawn rates just a bit wrong, and so I think this could do with an update. Next up, Prefabric Builds. It looks fairly simple, allowing you to place prefabricated builds into your world, but apparently this has a survival emphasis. I was so sure this was going to be a creative style add-on, but apparently I'm wrong, and I need to know exactly how, and so let's hit buy, and let's find out. Oh, it's by BDcraft. Okay, they made something good before. So like the trailer suggested, all you need for this add-on to work are 5 simple ingredients, and then you get the recipe for the architecture tool. However, after you get it, you need to do some tasks, and then you gotta buy the houses with coins that you get from those tasks. So it's a bit of a quest add-on that lets you place builds in exchange for it. Intriguing. Okay, so the 5 ingredients are fairly easy to find: iron, paper, logs, cobblestone, and dirt. It's deliberately designed to be easy to craft, it seems, but how easy and fun is the tool itself? Well, there are 3 sections: information. So this kind of works like the book, which is fun. It tells you about the add-on, etc. It tells you the buildings are 40 by 40. Then there's a shop, but I can't afford anything from the shop because it's all 600 coins. It's actually kind of weird that it's all 600 coins, but the tasks to earn those coins come in 3 different categories. Easy tasks will give you 200 coins. 64 oak log, okay, that's a lot. There's a... I feel like that's fine. The medium tasks are about bringing slightly more expensive blocks to them, and every one of these will give you 400 coins, whereas the hard tasks will give you a whopping 600 coins. I just guessed that. I'm glad I got it right. So 32 hay bales seems to be the easiest of these, but also we could bring ender pearls or a netherite sword. And I'm assuming we have to give those up when we get the coins, but let's find out with the hay bales, because that is by far the easiest one. Like seriously, even than the easier tasks, getting 32 hay bales is just going to be far easier for most players, and so let's do it. Found a nice set of armor on the way. That might help in case there's some random mobs that spawn in this add-on too, but this is hopefully going to get me up to my 32 hay bales. Oh no, I'm at 30. Please tell me there's more in the village. Guess we're making the last 2 the old-fashioned way then. Okay, so not actually quite as easy as I thought, but I do have 32 hay bales. Now let's see if we can complete our difficult task. Bring hay bale. Oh, it does take them away from me, but then it gives me 600 coins. There's no way to see how many coins I have except by opening this up and then seeing that there's 600 coins right up there. So let's go to the shop and see what I want the most. I feel like the most valuable thing, like, let's be honest, early game, this early on, you'd probably want a house, but I bet there's going to be some really good stuff inside the hospital, or inside a school, a tavern, maybe. Yeah, definitely a tavern. Sounds like it's great. You might think that's meant to be a tavern, but no, that's definitely a tavern, or a town hall, or a vault. These all sound pretty decent, but the armor workshop feels like it's going to give me some free armor freebies in there, and so I'm just going to hope for the best. Let's place one down. Whoa, that is big. So as you can see, free smithing tables, or free, what are they actually called? Blacksmith. Free these things, free anvils, free barrels, which is very lovely too. And if we look inside, there's some free armor stands, so many free anvils. Jesus Christ, I did not appreciate just how many I was signing myself up for. A few broken pots, a few brewing stands. It's kind of nice to see. Yeah, there's just a ludicrous amount of stuff that you can find around here, including some floating candles and some anvils in every corner. I mean, I guess that's how a blacksmith should work, you might say. But yeah, all things considered, it's a lot of empty storage, and it's a bit of a bizarre thing to have in your world by itself. I guess maybe I picked a bad thing my first time, but even more interestingly is I can't place an unlimited number of these. Once I've placed it once, those coins are gone forever, so you can only ever place the number of tasks there are, 8 separate buildings plus a few from the medium and a few from the small, and then eventually does the add-on just run out of value? It feels like that. Yeah, once you've finished all the tasks, what happens then? I don't actually know. I feel like this is a really poor survival add-on, so I'm actually going to review it as if it is a creative add-on. Oh, in creative, you don't have the coins instinctively. Can you go to tasks and just give yourself the stuff? I guess that's what we have to do. So not the smoothest process if you're trying to use this as a creative tool, which, again, I feel like the idea of prefabricated buildings would be most useful there, but you can get it done. You've just got to give yourself the tools and then go through here and individually complete everything you want to, and then once you've done that, you can go to the shop and you can start placing some stuff. So another armor workshop will cost 600 coins, but I would rather see some more interesting things like a house, for example, or maybe a manor house. Oh, that's going to make my regular house look terrible. Or, to go even crazier than this, let's see what's inside of a school. I can't imagine what a medieval school is meant to look like, but let's find out right now. So yeah, now that we're in creative, we can use these an infinite number of times. That's the good news. So I can place a school there, and then place a school right next to it, you know, the overflow school. And if I want to, the 2 schools can slightly overlap. Oh, actually, I made them not. How very lovely. So there's lots of hay bales. Funnily enough, there's lots of hay bales you can get from this school if you're looking to complete a challenge by using an existing challenge. There's also a lot of school desks in here, and oh man, I want to give positive praise to this, but I'm finding it hard to. I think this would be really good for the sort of person who wants to build a city, but who doesn't want to focus on the specifics of the individual buildings and the interiors and stuff, and just wants to build the city around it. But how many people build medieval cities? Because that seems to be the theming. If it's not medieval, it's at least, you know, kind of ancient-y Minecraft. And also, why do they give you so many anvils? I feel like the survival balance is horribly off, and the creative experience isn't very good. And so I think they put so much work into this. All of these builds had to be made from scratch. They had to make this all, but it just doesn't come across as a fun end product, and that's kind of sad to say. Kind of a similar problem to the last one. Like, there's a lot of work in here, but I just don't think it fits vanilla Minecraft right now. And so I have to give this like a 3 out of 10. I can't see who this would be for, even though I can see that someone put a lot of work into making it. And that's kind of sad, but it is what the add-on review is here for. It's not to give sympathy to add-on creators. It is instead to help you decide what is and isn't worth your money because of the lack of trials. And so let's move into the 4th add-on that hopefully is worth your money. And let's do it in survival, preferably. WorldCrafter is the most expensive add-on that we'll be going through today, costing 990 minecoins, or I believe that works out to about $6 US, 5 Great British pounds, and it is the most intriguing looking because this is definitely aimed at creative building. Their literal images look like they are from that, and so let's see what it actually looks like to play around with this. The sphere tool allows you to place blocks in a sphere shape. You can set the radius and block type in the settings menu. The tool cannot be crafted. The only way to get it is from the creative menu or via the button below while in creative mode. Oh. So this is literally forcing you to play these in creative. Which again, I think is like understandable for an add-on that does this. But have you ever seen that be the case? That there is no, can we use the delete tool in survival? Nope, creative only. What about the area tools? In creative mode only. So in other words, there is no value to this in survival. Not that you'd expect there to be, but I was expecting them to have some, you know, weird effect there. But no, this is an add-on which does not allow you to play it while in survival. And that is interesting, right? But anyway, let's play around with the actual creative tools by jumping into that game mode. There are a lot of similarities with World Edit here, and being able to place a big radius is very lovely. I believe that if we go into the settings tool, we could probably change that. So the setting tools gives you the, so we can go into the settings and we can change the sphere tool from being stone to, do we have to type our block like brick? What if we type something that's not a real block? Oh, it tells you it's not found. So yeah, this is actually, honestly, there are other tools that do stuff like this. I feel like this is actually easier to do. So is log a real block? Log block not found. It's weird, when you put on the spot, you don't actually know the names of the blocks by typing them like this. I'll try iron block. I feel like that's a real one. Yeah, iron block, we did it. And now we can place big iron block cubes. Or anti-Minecraft cubes, as we'll call these shapes right here. Pretty fun. Let's remove this person's house and have it be a sphere instead. Isn't that lovely? Don't you love your new home, Mr. Villager? I don't think he does. So the paint tool is fairly expectable. It allows you to take an area and kind of paint it in a circle, kind of replacing the blocks with something of your own. I kind of like this. There's a tiny bit of noise to it, which makes it feel extra fun. This is a great way to do the sort of replacement projects that I like, so I think that's handy. We've got the grass and flower tool, which is going to allow us to... wait, the grass flower chances are set too low, so we're going to have to go to the settings for this and actually turn this up. So radius, we'll set it to max. Grass chance, we'll set this to 0 actually, just all flowers, let's say, and let's see how this works now. So grass and flower tool, yeah, let's place flowers around the world. This is a pretty handy way of making, say, a circular garden for something. So both these tools have some use. I don't think they're that amazingly valuable, but it's the noise tool and the flatten tool that sound like they could be really handy. Being able to take an area and to flatten it, or indeed, let's flatten it specifically into grass, because that's what most people would probably want. And then let's delete up to 3 layers above it in a 10 radius, and let's see how this looks as a result. Let's flatten huge areas. I selected grass, but I guess it's not called grass It must be called the grass block. It's always called something different than you expect. Okay. Grass. Why is it called a grass block? Isn't it just assumed in Minecraft that we're using blocks when we fill stuff in? Anyway, with that said, as you can see, I can now flatten areas and make big old flat-ish spaces, which is actually pretty nice and pretty appealing. I really do like this. It's a bit confusing as to where it's going to flatten in places like this, but I like that it means you can destroy a bit of your world, but more interestingly is using Perlin noise to add interesting bits to your world. Look at this. We can make genuinely semi-random looking blurs. This is something that is hard to do by default for most people, and being able to play around with this a lot, I bet you could do some really intriguing things. So I'll set this to be max 10, and we'll pick two very similar blocks. Let's go with stone, and then let's go with cobblestone. I hope it's not a cobblestone block. I'll go crazy if it is. Ah, it is correct. Okay. So now we can go through and we can pick a world that, you know, again, it looks like we put a lot of handwork in there, but we're doing it with this noise tool where we're slowly turning everything into a weird mixture of two blocks. Very, very cool. I don't like that it replaces some things like doors, but I don't know how it would determine to do something otherwise. And I do like the way that you can run through and just make something look so wildly different. And every time you press the button, it does it differently too. I'm spamming my left trigger, and we're getting different Perlin noise variations. So if you don't like it, you can just keep trying until you do like it. Really, really cool tool, if you ask me. I like that you can slowly turn the world into this ugly mixture of blocks if you want to, and I like that we could do this with any combination. My only, I guess, like, thing I would say is it'd be nice if we could have a better balance between the two. You could pick maybe the ratio of one block to the other. It'd be fun if there were more block choices. I feel like that would be pretty great. And I feel as though, otherwise, there's some other, like, tiny little things that would be handy. But just as a standalone add-on, this is a great way to add to your building repertoire for creative. And it's the easiest to use of all of the creative tools of that type I've used. I like World Edit, it's free inside. It's the one I recommend to most people. But if you're playing on a console, for example, and just want to up your building tools, this one's really solid. It's an 8.5 out of 10. I feel like there's room for improvement with it, but it does a solid job at what you want it to, which is nice. And so let's now flatten some more areas of this house, just to be fun about it. But yeah, some really, really powerful creative building tools. Pretty fun. I'm a little bit confused about how it doesn't specifically, explicitly state that it's for creative only. I doubt anyone is really going to get massively confused, but I assume that people are, you know, like reasonable adults, and I've learned from the marketplace that's not how people make their decisions, so that's another point that I would say of criticism. But overall, I love it, and I love the things you can do with it. So, yeah, 8.5 out of 10. I like this a lot. There's one last add-on we've got to go through today, but I actually can't afford it. So as you know, buying these, I do it with my own money to actually show you what it's like, the real user experience of these, and it means that I need some more mine coins before I can buy, not this add-on, because we don't acknowledge it, but instead, the last add-on of the week. That's right, it has a 3.2 star rating, but I'm going to buy it anyway to see if that is warranted or not. Sometimes with the small numbers of ratings, that's not true. So, yeah, buying more mine coins is something you might think you've got to look through here and work out the best deal from, but just as a pro tip, if you are buying mine coins, I know people hate when I gave this advice as its whole own video, but there is a way to basically get free mine coins by buying the bundles. So, again, if you already are buying mine coins anyway, rather than buying just coins, buy the packs, because these will come with add-ons. This comes with the Sparks Pets add-on, which is fun, but this one will also come with a bunch of other things, Pets HD, Pets... I don't have any value to any of this. Maybe I have some value to that, but even if you care zero amount about all of this, and the Naturalist is something you shouldn't care zero about, you'll get more mine coins for your money buying the bundle than you will buying this. Not more mine coins with everything else considered, but this is 1,720 mine coins for £8.39, or this is 1,720 plus 7 add-ons for £7.19. It's literally cheaper, and also gives you more, like, even if you had zero care and you never download these things, like I won't, it's a better deal, and so I'm going to buy it right now. Welcome to the Utilities add-on. This is a very vague name, but the concept actually sounds pretty great. There are almost 50 different trinkets which claim to add functional items, environmental tools, and utility gadgets to enhance and assist during my adventure, which sounds pretty darn great for survival. All of these recipes are found via crafting, and so there's not too much more use we'll get from this guide, but I'm looking forward to seeing how many of these work, because some of them sound pretty great, but they only sound great. What if they're actually not? So we type in the word trinket, and we see there's a trinket core we're gonna have to make a lot of, and from there we'll presumably find things like the minor trinket. We need light charms and saturate bands. There's gonna be a lot of crafting involved in this, but let's give it a shot. The only thing these items seem to have in common is that they use trinket cores. So trinket cores require 4 cobblestone, 1 iron nugget, and then you can use this and all sorts of things. So I'm going to make myself 4 iron axes, for example, and I can use those and my trinket core and my wood, which I currently have, to make a tree cutter. Or a utilities guidebook if I want to, but I think I'll instead decide to go with the tree cutter, and we'll see what this can do for me. This is obviously on top of the fact that you can get all sorts of bands. These bands are going to require one of these trinkets, and then some swords, or some gold, in the case of the saturate band. But these are presumably going to give me passive effects I can always have on me. But let's find out for sure how that works by making the power band. That sounds like fun. 1, 2, 3, 4... Back to the bands, and there we go. That's a power band for me. So these are the first 2 trinkets I'm going to be playing with, because they're fairly simple for the early game, but not like massively so. You still require a lot of iron to use them. And so let's start the tree cutter. I'm going to use that right over here and see what that does. Oh, do I have to use the other function? Tree cutter on. There we go. Okay, so... Hey, there we go. You can destroy an entire tree with just a single block being destroyed. This is the most common utility, and I've seen so many, add-ons that claim to do something like this. This impresses me 0 amount, and it's not even, like, that useful of a function, right? Like, 4 blocks at once, maybe. If you're in a jungle, it's like 64, but lots of people love it, so it's in there. When turned on, the power band will give you access to the strength effect, which is fairly predictable, and I believe this will even work while it is in your inventory, so if you just keep a power band on you, you'll have extra strength. I actually kind of like this as an effect more than the idea of strength potions. I always, in a world that's this old, it's over 6,000 days at this point, I find drinking a strength potion every time you need it just to be kind of messy in terms of potions. I think if stackable potions came, that'd be better. But in the meantime, having just a band to have on you is pretty darn great. But yeah, these are just 2 of the trinkets. There's actually over 40, and what I love about the 40 trinkets is they all do very different things. So some of these are fairly simple stuff, like, yeah, slow fall ring, you activate it, and now you start falling slowly. It's a simple effect to have on you at all times. Some of these things are a little bit more complicated, like this one right here, an XP magnet, which will of course bring the XP in from slightly better distances. This is, indeed, everything else as well. My oak fence from the ground that I built this out of has just come back to me. I'm going to put that back, and I can't drop items anymore because of it, but it's very, very fun to have these sorts of items there. But then there are much more complicated and almost powerful, crazy things. So some of these tablets, for example, this is a potion tablet. If you hover over it, you'll see that we'll gain a random potion just by activating it. And because it's a tablet, I'm guessing based on my old school RuneScape experience, that yeah, in fact, oh, it actually has a cooldown and kind of comes back. But yeah, every single 60 seconds, we can activate this tablet and get something else. We obviously don't need the potion of slow falling because of the slow fall ring, but isn't it nice that you can do all of this at the same time? Let's grab the treasure tablet now too. Let's see what this will do every time. This will gain a random treasure item, and we can activate this every 180 seconds. What random treasure item did I get? Does anyone know? Well, it's meant to give you a random treasure item. We also have this torch right here, which constantly emits light around you. Very, very fun too. And in case you think, wow, everything has to be toggled, that's so annoying, there's even a trinket which allows you to activate all other trinkets. You turn off the on-off trinket and everything else turns off, I assume. Although my slow falling is still there. Off. Okay, now we're gonna wait till our slow falling runs away. Our strength and resistance is still there, but as you can see, my slow falling is slowly about to run out, and if I just wait and turn it right back on, and then everything else should turn on too. That's what it says it does. Turn on or off all the toggleable trinkets. Well, that clearly doesn't work. But the idea is nice. I feel like the flavor behind this is actually really cool, and the fact that you get so many types means that there are all sorts of things that probably aren't for you in here, like the keep pendant, for example, which will allow you to keep inventory. It's add-ons like this, which is why add-ons have to enable cheats, by the way. But like, this is not for me, for example, but might be perfect for someone else who wants to have keep inventory, but not all of the time, but wants to have it in more of a flavorful way. If you feel like keep inventory is valuable, but you don't want to just give it to yourself, you might want to earn it using the keep pendant. If you want to have the leaping ability, being able to have these via charms is actually kind of charming, if I do say so myself. And so, what do I think about this add-on as a whole? I really do like it. I think that the big problems that I'm encountering just so far, the issues that I'm starting to see, is the fact that there are some really fun things in here. So let's use this neutral tablet and summon a neutral entity. Wow, isn't it great having a go? I think the biggest problems I see in this is that most of the effects are basically new ways to get potions or effects from Minecraft itself, but they all are nicely designed, they all fit into the survival experience, and so that's not all too bad. This is the perfect add-on to just have as part of a collection, because all these tiny abilities will allow you to do fun things, like just being able to get a random enchanted book is a fun thing to do every now and then. It's something you can do within the base game by getting experience, but having a tablet do it for you is a fun feeling, and I feel like that is what the charm and the appeal of this entire add-on is, and I feel like that's why I would either recommend it or not recommend it based on what you're feeling about having slightly different Minecraft abilities. It's weird because I think that this implies, based on my reviews so far, that the things I like most about Minecraft is when you remix it very slightly. I'm a big fan of the vanilla game, but I also think that when you're adding add-ons to it, you don't want to go that crazy with it. As much as I love planes, you know, I love Airbus jets as much as the next person, but as much as I love them, okay, there we go, it's finally shown up. As much as I love myself a giant Airbus plane, do I feel like it's an appropriate fit for a long-term survival world, or really any survival world? I don't know. The same with massage chairs. There are some things that just won't ever feel like Minecraft to me, and so I can't ever say I endorse. But I feel like stuff like this is like, yeah, if you feel like playing on an add-on world anyway, this is a great add-on to add on to another one. I think this is the first add-on in a while where I can't have any complaints about the quantity of what's inside. I feel like, you know, for the money, you're getting like 40 plus trinkets. It's pretty fun. You'll find one that works well for you. You know, I want to know what this one does right here. I haven't checked yet, but the blast tablet is no doubt going to do something very silly. Nearby hostile mobs exploded? What? Okay, not what I was expecting at all. But yeah, I feel like you've got a great amount of quantity. I feel like it all works in ways that actually add to your survival world. I would say the biggest issues is it feels just the tiniest bit bland, but that is a small issue to have if you're using it in addition to other add-ons. Again, that's where I'm kind of at, but I think the flavor should be enough for most people, and the fact that it's balanced into your survival game means that if you like Minecraft, this is the add-on for you. If you don't like Minecraft and just want to drive around in your Tesla motors or your Porsche or your Audis, then, you know, check out one of the ones from last week, because you might recall this part of my world. It's from my 10 add-ons review, because last week they brought out a whole 10 add-ons, and I reviewed every single one of them and then put them all in my world in the same place. You might have noticed I've done this for an 11th add-on right now. This is a kind of fun thing I want to do. If I am going to review add-ons, I want to continue building this mega add-on world. It's a copy of my Let's Play. Obviously, that means I can jump into creative or do anything else I want here with no real fear of repercussion. And one of the fun things I want to do as a result of this is I want to slowly add each of the add-ons, and so let's bring the next 4 in and see if Minecraft still can run with 15 separate add-ons pieces of content all loaded up at the same time. Wow, 15 add-ons really doesn't seem to affect the performance of this world whatsoever, but since I'm trying to show them all in one place, I need to make sure I actually bring them all in. So we're going to drop down 4 airdrops right here. I'm going to put my gravestone down. It's a very lovely gravestone, I think we can all agree. Then I'm going to use the sphere tool, which, by the way, you can only get this in creative, but fun fact, it does work in survival. Do you want to be using it in survival? Probably not, but just to you know, reiterate that one of my criticisms before is not perfectly valid. I think I'm going to die if I don't. Quickly place the house. Yes! Oh, I have certainly ruined... Oh, yeah, that has ruined my big... This is fine. You know, this is okay. This is this is my haunting house, by the way. That is really what it is called, both in the game and in the command menu. And I want to see what haunting goes on in here. Yeah, it's a lovely house. I like that there's an airdrop out the window. Adds to the effect when you can see red smoke out there. And so this is my ultimate 15 add-on world that I've maybe made a little bit of mistake in somewhere or other, but it looks like it's all worked out for the best. So now, here comes the question, when we review more add-ons, should we just continue adding them to this world until we eventually reach the point where something breaks? I think the answer is clearly yes. Should we add some of the add-ons from our previous, you know, reviews into this world too? I also feel like that's a fun question, with maybe a fun answer. But yeah, for now, I hope you enjoyed this video. I feel it's, you know, why can't we have spectral arrows? If this single add-on can work out how to make objects glow through walls, surely Minecraft can do it themselves. This batch of add-ons breaks a long trend that the marketplace has had of having quantity go up but not having quality match it. Instead, quality has actually been going down on the marketplace in terms of add-ons, but that was thankfully reversed with this week's batch, and I do have to say, outside of the Prefabric Builds add-on, which clearly was a little bit undercooked, I mean, it had typos in there, it didn't really work out how you should gain those coins. I think they could have had a great system, but they have the idea of being able to place houses, giant structures, with a single block, and they built a bunch of beautiful things, so even the add-on I liked least this week is still pretty decent. AirDrop and Fairy Tales had their own specific niches, they weren't perfectly for me, but I really liked the idea of utilities and WorldCrafter, and so those are my two biggest recommendations. But overall, I have to say that, yeah, I like that there are lots of add-ons coming out, and as long as they're not overlapping in function, as I think we are increasingly seeing, then it's not necessarily a bad thing that so many do. But either way, I hope this video going through them has helped you. I want to quickly provide an update to the last add-on video. By the way, the longest one I've ever recorded on this channel. It was 1 hour and 14 minutes. It took multiple days to record, but I'm glad that some of you enjoyed it. But at the end of it, I referenced that the Let's Play Wild and Ultra Flat Survival were both on sale via the marketplace. The Let's Play Wild is via an official sale, so you see this 33% off icon, and Ultra Flat is just on an unofficial sale. I reduced the price down to $4.90, so both prices are down about a third rate. But something interesting is that on the back end, they were both selling similar copies before, but the Let's Play sales have gone up something like 3 or 4 times above that of the Ultra Flat, and so there's something interesting to be said about price, which is that people don't necessarily care about the end price they're paying, they care about the percent discount they see right there. It's also worth mentioning that there's a sale category. Maybe people are just finding it for the first time, but I really think there's a power to be had in the percent off category, and so is this something you'd like to see in the future? You know, maybe the next time there's a sale out, we should go through and find the best content in it. Would you like that idea? Let me know, because I know a lot of people do love a deal, and if that's you, then be sure to check out the Long Boy. That's right, the one-time plush that we made years ago that so many people have been asking for ever since is officially back on sale. It's for just over 2 weeks now, and if you don't get it now, if you don't get one of these couple hundred Long Boys, then you'll never be able to again. This is a second edition, so it comes with a fun little patch on there, and it comes with a new holographic sticker, but you can only get it right now. This is the only opportunity. Please do support the channel by doing so if you have any interest in a Long Boy, because I am so nervous about it getting over that line. But with that said, thank you for watching. I hope you'll enjoy this video, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.